So, here we are. Good evening, folks. Massive shout out to those people who are watching live. We'll give you all another shout out in a sec. Huge shout out to those people who are listening on the Acts on This TV audio experience on iTunes or Spotify or Stitcher or SoundCloud. Where else did I put it out? I put it out loads of places. Basically, if you listen on the podcast version of this, thank you so much. Do come and join us live one week. We do this every Monday night at 9 p.m. till 10 p.m. UK is what I meant to say. Every single week, come and hang out with us. If you are here on the Facebook broadcast now, give us a little holler, leave a comment. Loads of you guys have. John, Alex, Julie, Dougal, Caitlin, Amy's here. Amy, look forward to doing that podcast with you. I'm always begging people to do podcasts for me. So whenever anybody gets in touch with me and goes, Ross, will you do a podcast for me? I'm like, yeah, of course I will. It would be so hypocritical for me as someone who is reaching out to guests all the time going, hey, why don't you record this for me? For me to say no. And I'm looking forward to being a guest as well, Amy, because I never really get to be guests. I'm always the one conducting the interview, which is great, and I love it. But sometimes it's nice to just sit back and just go, oh, I'll let you worry about the questions, which is good. So I look forward to doing that. Alex is here. Sam's in the house. Liz is here. Everybody's here. So if you are listening on the replay or you're watching on YouTube on the replay, come and join us live. It would be great to talk to you. Got loads to cover tonight. I'm going to start off actually asking for a favour. I shouldn't really start just asking for so much, should I? But it's a little challenge, right? I'm putting loads and loads and loads of content out on Instagram now. I've realised, and I think every actor, you should do this, right? Don't listen to what I'm saying, just look at what I'm doing, right? And there's a reason why I'm going a lot harder on Instagram now, probably than I ever have. I think now our industry is fully established on the gram. It used to be, and still is, very much that, you know, our industry hangs out on Twitter. It's always been the case, and that's why I've been reluctant to move over to Instagram, either for actonthis.tv or for my own acting career. Now, over the last year, I've just seen more and more and more of our lot in terms of actors who want to work on TV or film, really utilising Instagram for putting their own work out there, for networking with writers, casting directors, agents, producers. Everybody seems to be on there now. So I'm going harder than ever on the gram. I've started by really hitting out a load more content on the Acts on This TV page, which is here, which is just at Act on This TV. We're currently at, I've got it up now to 5,900, and I'm just going to refresh it, 5,991 followers. Can we break 6,000 by the end of the broadcast? I'm only asking for 9 people, right? Okay, it's not a lot to ask. There's currently 34 people watching on Facebook. God knows how many people are going to be watching on other platforms. This is going out on Twitter as well. It's going out on LinkedIn as well. Surely, if you're not following Act on This TV on Instagram, go and follow. Let's see if we can get it up to 6,000 follows by the end of this broadcast. I'm doing loads of Instagram stories, putting out just content that's genuinely helpful as well, clips from our mastermind sessions that are normally for members only, inspiring quotes, motivational stuff, but also some like educational stuff as well, like things like this I put out this morning, 6 common misconceptions about marketing yourself as an actor. These are 6 things I just see actors falling into all the time. So I've written there, like, marketing is my agent's job. I can just sit back and the work will come in. Well, that's bullshit, innit? We know that's a misconception. Emailing a casting director will get me on their blacklist. They'll see me as a pest. That's bullshit. That's a misconception. Social media doesn't matter. No one lands a casting by posting their reel on Twitter. That's a lie. There's people on this stream right now on Facebook who have landed auditions and agents by posting reels and content on Twitter. Building an Instagram following is only for reality TV wannabes. That's bullshit. That's why the biggest actors in the world have, very active Instagram accounts. My work has to be perfect before I post it online for others to watch. Huge misconception. Yes, it has to be of a certain quality, but done is always better than perfect. It can't be shit, but there's certainly no point in waiting for things to be perfect. They just never will be. And then I have to have a massive audience before I start sharing my work. That's another massive misconception. So I'm putting out educational stuff. I'm doing a lot of Instagram stories as well. I'm just sharing stuff. So let's see if I can get up to 6,000 by the end of this broadcast. If I refresh the page, there you go, one person. Thank you to the one person who went and followed while I'm live on this. We'll check that at the end. If I'm not at 6,000, I'm never doing a broadcast again. I'm closing Acts on This down and it's over. Thanks for the support. Surely there's got to be 8 people watching like right now who haven't followed Acts on This TV. Go follow. That would mean the absolute world. So what I start with, recapping on We had an amazing mastermind session for members of actsonthis.tv last week with one of my comedy heroes, one of the all-time, I think will be all-time comedy, funny men greats in UK history. An awesome guy called Joe Wilkinson. You'll know Joe from absolutely tons of stuff. If I go over to the members area on That's On This, and I just show you where I've put the replay for those who are members here. If you're not a member, come and get a membership. You get to join in all this fun. But here it is. There's Joe. I'll blow that up for you. Boom. There's Joe Wilkinson, absolute legend. You'll know him from all kinds of stuff. Sex Education, Ricky Gervais's Derek, Afterlife, 8 out of 10 Cats, 8 out of 10 Cats does Countdown. Hilarious bloke. We had an incredible 2-hour Zoom call with Joe for members of actsonthis.tv last, when was it? Yeah, Thursday, wasn't it? Last Thursday night. And I've chosen some just salient clips out of that I want to play you. Even if you were there, these are still really important clips. And these are things that hopefully you didn't miss on the evening, but these are things that I just think were 3 of, not the only 3 takeaways, but just 3 big takeaways from that chat. And let me know in the comments what your takeaways were if they weren't the ones that I'm going to pull out now, because there was loads. He's such a humble guy, Joe, as well, isn't he? He almost wouldn't take. Oh, there you go. Julie's put so humble is Joe, isn't he? He really just wouldn't take any credit. It's like Joe, you've hustled, mate, for 17 years of your life to get to this point. Give yourself a little bit of credit, mate, because he's just so good. He's had, multiple, of his own comedy shows commissioned by Sky, UK Gold, I think, or UK TV. Is it UK Gold anymore? UK TV. The Cockfields, that's what he's writing. He's writing the 2nd season of that. He did Rovers for Sky One. He's achieved loads, and he's just so freaking funny. So he needs to give himself a little bit more credit. But I've picked out 3 clips that I'm going to play you, and the first one is just something that I'm always going to check in with myself now, if I am doing this, whether I am self-taping or whether I eventually get in the room again when we can get in the room for auditions again after COVID. Because I think I have fallen guilty of this a little bit. Sometimes it's not that any of us go into an environment thinking we're not going to do our best, because of course we are, but sometimes just put your hand up if you think maybe you've played it not... It's been a solid audition, but you played it a bit safe. Maybe you coulda just give it that 10% extra, or you could have give it that 15, 20% extra. I don't think I ever walk out of an audition and go, oh, that was shit. That was only 50%. But sometimes I'm like, maybe, you know what? I could have been a bit braver. I could have just committed to that a little bit more. I could have tried something a little bit different that just might have made the director change their mind on how the character should be played or whatever. So it's a little clip really just about giving it 100%. Whether you give it 100% and fall flat on your face, at least you can walk out and go, you know what? I've got nothing left in the tank. I left it all in the room. So it's just Joe, 2 minutes on, giving it 100%.
It's better to go in 100% and die and fail than 50%, and that carried through into everything. It's if you commit to something, there's an empowerment of failing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In an audition, if you go in and you really commit to something and it doesn't work, you go, well, fair enough. But if you've gone and you go, oh, I sort of did that a bit, I sort of held back because I didn't want to look like a wally. They don't want you to fail. They're looking for their dream actor, because I've been in an interesting position of having kind of cast as well.
Well, yeah.
You sort of learn quite a lot from people coming in. I'm not thinking, oh, don't be a wally. I'm I want you to come in and give it your all. You know what I mean? And it also does a weird thing where you go, oh, they care as well. It's it's the thing I learned. It's no one wants to work with anyone on, so especially if you make your show, you're really passionate about it, and you go, well, I want someone who cares and wants to give it everything. You know what I mean? And that's something I learned. I was like, oh yeah, when someone, those things like when someone's sort of gone above and beyond, you're like, oh yeah, that's amazing. You're sort of grateful. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I think sometimes when you're the person who's auditioning, you sort of create this. Well, this is me. It's probably me.
It's everyone, Joe.
A monster in your head who's on the other side of the door. Yep. And they're not monsters. They want to find a person, and they want they want to find a really brilliant person who's going to give it their all. Do you know what I mean? And so they're not going. Then you're not going to leave, and they go, well, you tried a bit hard, didn't you? You're like, oh no, thank you.
Yeah.
You know, even if you're not right, you become incredibly grateful for people having kind of put their heart and soul into it, really.
Boom. Interesting point, isn't it? You know, when you leave an audition, I love what you said, you know, you're not going to leave after giving it everything, giving it 100%. No one's going to be talking about you when you leave going, fucking hell, God, like, you know, Julie gave it 100%. What an idiot. Like, no one's ever going to be like that. They're going to be, I'm so grateful that you gave it everything that you could in this audition. Thank you very much, you know. And obviously Joe's been on both sides. He's been auditioning for people in his show, and then he's been auditioned himself, you know, when he's obviously, you know, auditioning for parts himself and stuff. Although I'm going to play you in a minute, in a couple of clips' time, how Ricky Gervais discovered Joe and how he didn't have to audition for Ricky. An incredibly inspirational story, which just reinforces basically what I've been saying for the last decade, that you need to put yourself out there. Even if you are playing to an audience of one, it doesn't matter. You know, act like you are playing to an audience of thousands, and you never know, you know, who is going to turn up and who is going to see your thing. A lot of love in the chat coming through for Joe. Postman Pat says, Gemma, yeah, he was so good in Afterlife. I played a clip actually during the mastermind session of the bath scene where Postman Pat goes into Ricky's house. Ricky Gervais goes into his character's house in the show and just gets in the bath. He's like, "Can I use your bathroom?" It's like, yeah, thinking he needs a wee. And then 20 minutes later, he's like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "I'm having a bath." Ridiculous. But yeah, he's just such a good guy. Alex says he's partway through the replay. Alex, get it finished, mate. You'll love it. Honestly, he's just such a kind guy. Really nice. But a lot of people are saying in the chat as well that they relate to the maybe not giving it 100%. And it's not like it really isn't like you go in intentionally going, I'm going to hold back. You know, of course your aim is always to give it everything, but sometimes I've just experienced it where I've gone, I don't know, mate, you know what? I don't know why. Maybe it was nerves or it was something else, or maybe I wasn't completely prepared or something, and I just couldn't quite almost get to that point where I'm lost within it. I'm still conscious to a certain degree that, you know, sometimes when you're in a scene and then you suddenly, this is funny, I can't be the only one who does this. When you're in a scene and suddenly you think, I'm in a scene, right, and you go, no, get out, get back into the scene. It's almost like you're watching yourself for a second, and you go, so even if it's good, sometimes you'll be thinking in your head, fucking hell, this is going really well. Don't fuck it up. Don't screw it up. This is going really well. No, just focus on what the other person is saying. Listen, you are acting. Don't kind of like, you know, lose the moment. Sometimes that, you know, I've experienced that a little bit, and it's like I just wish I was 100% in it. So I think ultimately it's about being bold, not about making stupid, like, you know, decisions where you're just going to go, I'm going to go and do something crazy just because I'm mental. It's not about that. It's just about actually committing. You know, and just having fun and trying ultimately. Remember Babu Cisse was on a couple of weeks ago, incredible actor. He said, you know, sometimes he's been into the audition room. He's had a brief where it's been like, you're going to be doing it in this accent, this particular way. And he's looked at it and he's gone himself, I wouldn't do it this way. I actually think this will be better. And he's had the guts to actually say, listen, you know, I'm not thinking I'm better than anybody, but can I just give it you this way? I just think there's a different way to do this. And directors have been a little bit sometimes like, yeah, go on then, whatever. And then Babu did it, and he was so deeply connected to it, he gave it 100%, that the director suddenly went, actually, once you did it that way, I couldn't see it any other way. And Babu got the role. So sometimes that's the 100% you've got to give, where you have such belief in what you have to offer that you have the bravery of going, you know, I'll give it you your way, but actually, let me just have a crack myself. And then Duncan Foster said the same thing. He's an incredible serial drama director, Coronation Street, Emmerdale, Hollyoaks, and he said one of his biggest tips was, don't be afraid to come back at me. If you don't quite agree, don't be afraid to challenge my direction, because between us, we can bounce off each other. So it's having that conviction to go 100% in on yourself and the confidence you have inside you. Liz says, just how much he's hustled, you don't realise when someone gains recognition, you think they got lucky, but it's normally never the case. They've hustled for years to get where they are, so keep hustling. That's what I took from it. Yeah, absolutely. And Joe, like I said, Joe wouldn't give himself credit for the 17 years that he's put into this. And he was playing gigs to no one. He was, writing sketches with Diane Morgan, and they were putting them out and putting them on the internet to nobody. He explained in this mastermind how everybody, Diane Morgan's one of the best comedy actors I think we have in the country. But he said for decades, no one would look at her, and he didn't know why. He's like, it was almost like going, God, can you not see what is in front of you? And no one would give her a chance, until they gave her a chance, because she was putting stuff out all the time, proving, that she was good enough. She wasn't just sitting there. And Joe said that he's never just sat there waiting for something to happen. He's constantly, hustling, and he's writing right now. He's always writing. So I completely agree with you, Liz. It's all about that. Definitely hard work and patience make you very dangerous. Harry says I only get seen for day player, so it's a bit tough to give it a lot more than what's on the page. No, it's not. You can still completely commit though, mate. It's not about being dramatic and loud and crying and tears and all that stuff. It's actually just about going, right, you know what, if I've got a little spin on this. I remember playing an estate agent, going in for an estate agent for Last Tango in Halifax. And it was a scene with Derek Jacobi and Anne Reid, and I thought, you know what, it's like 3 scenes with them. I thought, but it's the 3 little scenes, but they're such iconic actors, I want to work with them. And I remember just thinking, right, how can I commit 100% to this estate agent character? Yes, I can wear the suit, I can slick my hair back, I can kind of go estate agency a bit slimy. And it was just, the little thing for me that just added that little tiny sparkle to the performance. I thought, you know what, because I'm showing them around the new house, and I thought, I'm going to just take a set of keys in my pocket, and on the line, which the final line at the end of the scene was like, should we take a look? I'm just going to pull the keys out of my pocket, shake them, and say, should we take a look then? And it was just that little kind of extra thing that I don't think I don't know if anyone else thought of it or whatever, but it was just a tiny thing. I wouldn't normally take props in, don't do that. But they're just a tiny little thing that might just make you stand out a little bit. And I got that job. That was one of my, it's probably like my third or fourth gig that many years ago. But it was just that little thing. I thought, what little sparkle can I add to the end of this? Nothing that's going to take away from the middle of it or distract people, but just that tiny little thing that would be almost like the end shot before they cut to showing you around the house. What would that be? And that was it, and it kind of worked. So you can still add little flares, nothing like mental, but to the day player things. It's not about going, I can only commit 100% to super emotional stuff. You can always add a little speciality into the odd line. Anyone watch Fate yet? Says Alicia. Fate the Wink Saga with Rob Collier in it. Yeah, I've not seen it, but Rob's been on this loads of times, hasn't he? He did our Christmas quiz for us as well, which is very, very good. We'll get him to do that next year. But yeah, Fate the Wink Saga just come out on Netflix. Give it a watch. Right, second clip that I want to play you is okay. Right, yeah, this is how Joe started working with Ricky Gervais, and I want everybody just to take from this the lesson that's in it, which ultimately is you are only ever one view away, potentially, from changing your entire life. Now, the thing is 95% of actors still, and I get it every day in email, still are too afraid to put anything out because they're afraid of that one view. Because like that one view, what if it's someone who's going to troll me or say I'm shit or something like that? Or they're afraid of... I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think what the other things are that have come through this week that people have said. Ultimately, they're just afraid of getting it wrong. And I'm like, you cannot get it wrong. Like, just put stuff out there. And, the other thing, that they're mostly afraid of is getting no views. They're afraid of getting the one view where the troll is like trolling them, and they're afraid of getting no views, so they feel like shit. Don't worry about views. It's a vanity metric. Doesn't matter. Listen to this, and this is what one view can do for you.
If you can find someone who you want to work with, it's so much fun. Like Graham Linehan said, like writing on your own's work, writing with someone else is fun.
Yeah.
And I'd go even further with that, is like kind of performing and writing and performing with someone is just a joy. The one thing I'd say is like the thing I could never do was just sit and wait. So I wrote, I enjoy writing, and I think making your own stuff and doing it with people, is just brilliant, and you learn more quicker, basically. Because Diane had gone to drama school. She kind of taught me a lot of kind of stuff about just, like we talked about like committing and that kind of stuff, and sort of throwing myself in, and all these things that would have taken many more years to kind of get to. So having someone who had that experience, and then I've always been interested in writing, so the two things sort of come together, and you were like, we sort of kind of hopefully leapfrog a few years just because we were working together, basically.
Definitely.
And then you can kind of, especially now with YouTube and Vimeo and stuff like that, like people in our industry look at all of this stuff. So I told you that's how I started working with Ricky Gervais. What it turns out is he'd seen a video that I'd done years before that had about 400 views.
Wow, freaking out.
And he'd seen that, and he didn't audition me. He just phoned me up and said, "Look, will you be in this show?"
400 views, just one of them. That's over 5 years, by the way. I don't know if you said that in that clip. I didn't listen to it all. But yeah, 400 views in 5 years it was. And one of those was Ricky Gervais. Completely changed the trajectory of Joe's career, no doubt. So keep putting stuff out, folks. You just don't know who is going to stumble across it, what that could lead to. Even if you've got stuff out there that you're super proud of, that you go, you know what, it's been out 2 years. Don't take it down if you're still really happy with it, because you don't know. Someone just stumbles across it. There's a little search on YouTube. A keyword might just pop up and boom, there you are. A hashtag on Twitter or something. They search for a hashtag. They just find it, come across it by accident. It can be magical. So like, keep putting stuff out. Don't worry if one person has watched it. Don't worry if no people have watched it. If you are happy with it, put it out. And that's the other thing. Your opinion of yourself and your own work must mean more to you than all of our opinions on here combined. That are on here or on the replay if you're listening and watching on the replay. But I thought that was interesting. I've got one more clip from Joe. I'll go down with some comments first. What was the other one that I've got? Oh yeah, here's a good one. And this is a little bit of advice if people are like, right, well, what am I going to put out there? Is there a get together this Friday? What do you mean, Andrew? You mean the Rapid Fire Friday? Yeah, members of actsonthis.tv, we have our Rapid Fire Friday called this Friday. Yes, 4 p.m. Probably till 5, half 5, something like that. Definitely get yourself on. You'll find it in if you want to find a schedule, let me show you. Let me show you quickly so that no one is ever confused about what's coming up. If you are a member of the site, get yourself into the members area and see these. So you've got a link here now for the app. If you click in here, you can go and download the app so that you can get all your content on the app on your iPhone or your Android. And you've got these 3 sections here. If anyone's ever confused about what's going on and what's happening, just go and click in here. Don't worry about like anything else. It's all in here. Weekly live mastermind calls, schedule and join links are in here. You scroll down, you will see what's coming up. This is tomorrow night. The join link isn't there yet because it doesn't go there until the day. We put that up on the day. But tomorrow night is SHOWREEL Surgery Live with Chris Stone. I'm going to talk to you guys about that in a minute because I need your SHOWREELs for tomorrow night. If you click in the section down, Rapid Fire Fridays, member-only Q&A sessions, you will find your Zoom link here. So you click on that if you're in the members area, and that'll take you to the thing. And then you've got the dates here, literally for the rest of the year, mate. 29th of January, 12th of Feb, 26th of Feb, all in there. Cannot miss it. It's the same link, same password every time. And then the monthly Zoom socials, exactly the same thing. Your Zoom link's there, password's there. It's fine showing this on screen because obviously no one can actually see what the Zoom link is. And then these are the dates. So the next one is the 6th of February. I need to take that session down, actually. That's already happened, 2nd of Jan. So 6th of Feb all the way through to the 4th of December. So if you're ever confused about what's going on, just check the members area out. And if you click this purple bar at the top, that'll always take you to the weekly mastermind calls. So that's just a quick way to get to the mastermind calls. Or you can check the app out as well. But, I've thought of it all, Andrew. Basically, easy peasy. So if anyone's ever confused, just check out the schedules there and you'll find out everything. And if you're not a member and you want to get involved with all of that, actsonthis.tv, just get one. John says, realise I have a few theatre-based habits that don't translate well to camera, so I'm looking this year to do some on-camera classes. Yeah, you know what? After drama school, I had the same, John. Definitely. I spent 3 years training to, act in a theatre, and I didn't even want to do it. Literally completely pointless. I'm not saying my drama school degree was absolutely pointless, but it was pretty much pointless. I just wanted to work in TV, so I actually left and I started after my 3 years. I graduated and I did I did about 6 months of TV acting classes in Manchester at Act 4 TV. Shout out to them. And then I got an agent off the back of that, off the work I was doing in classes, and then I started getting roles off the back of the TV training. Probably could have saved myself 3 years and 20 grand. If you go to drama school now, it's about 50 grand. Honestly, I'll put it on wax. I'll put it on the record. I think the drama school system is a little bit broken right now. Unless they update it and they start really teaching the business of the business, if they basically hook up with me and partner with actsonthis.tv, then drama school is worth it. If not, I'll give you a university education on the TV industry and getting work as a TV actor for 247 quid a year, not £47,000. So if you want to save £46,500, that should be my new sales message. Want to save £46,500 on your degree? Get an actsonthis.tv membership. Right, the next and last final clip. Just about Joe talking about how he writes comedy. And you can actually, you know what, you can translate this into drama as well. It's not just about writing comedy at all. This was a question where someone asked Joe about writing a joke. But I think the answer actually translates to just writing anything. And then that goes back to the previous clip about putting your stuff out there because it only requires one view. And that one view could change your life. So here's Joe on writing jokes, but I'm going to come back and we're going to translate this and relate it to just writing anything in your acting career.
What is your best method to break down a joke that you know has potential to be, to hit the audience, even if it's at the end not there, but if you keep going and breaking it, how do you reconstruct it to its best form?
The key, I think, is basically trying to get rid of anything you don't need. That's the first sort of thing I do, is like I try and take any fat off it. So it's basically giving them as much information as you can give them in as least amount of words, basically, or kind of however you want to tell the joke. What I try and do is I try to make the journey funny as well. Like I kind of think that the for me, like, it isn't just a kind of payoff. I think for me, I think it's important that the concept's sort of funny in itself. Do you know what I mean? So kind of, for me, it's always the starting point. What's the seed of? I never have a joke. I always have like a kind of seed of an idea. What you end up with is lots of concepts that are funny, and then you'll find one of them that has a really good payoff, and then you can do that one, if you know what I mean. So I've had stuff for like 15 years, which I think is a great concept, but I've never got it over the line to kind of go, right, there's essentially the way out, there's the big laugh, and then we can move on. I'm writing at the moment. And what I do is I write and write and write and write. So I have like 4 or 5 pages of stuff, and then you'll be surprised you have like 2 or 3 nuggets in there. Mm-hmm. And then I pull that out, and then I go, oh, that's great. That's all I need. You haven't wasted that other 4 pages. But it's the same with script writing. You kind of go, right. It's all editing. Really, writing is editing.
Boom. So that was Joe's advice on, like I say, writing a joke. But ultimately, you can absolutely relate that to writing anything at all. And there was just 2 things within there that he says. One, you have the seed of an idea. And I know that practically everybody on here, there's 50 people right now watching concurrently, 51 people on Facebook. Loads of you guys will be watching on the replay or listening on the replay. I reckon it's safe to say that probably every one of you has an idea or has had an idea for something over the years, which could be a cracking idea, but you have simply not done the next thing that Joe said, which is so simple, is actually just write it and write. And Joe showed us his notepad on that evening as well. Just thick. He writes literally with a biro in a pad, writes, reams and reams. And then I'll go back through and he'll just circle the good bits. Like he said, the 4 nuggets within there, and then it's trimming the fat off it, refining it, writing it again, trimming it down, writing it again. But most people never get to that point. because they don't write it initially. And I've certainly fallen foul of that myself. And that was why last year I said, I was writing that comedy that I will unleash on the world soon, I hope. Well, at least, trying to, look at moving it forward. But that idea was in my head for years. I had another idea in my head years ago that I did end up writing as well. But before that was in my head for years as well. So sometimes it's like, just get it out. Stop worrying about it, because you're never going to be able to put stuff out so that you might get that one view that changes your career if you're not writing stuff to put out. And there's quite a few people are saying comedy's easier than drama. I think, as in to write, they reckon people find it more. I've still seen some really solid dramatic performances on Twitter. Things that have been like 2 minute and 20 clips that are, dramatized things. There was actually a really great short film that Jason Wingard did a few years ago. It won Virgin Media Shorts, and they could only be 2 minutes and 20 seconds. He just called it 220. And it was about a guy who, I won't tell you actually, because it's absolutely an incredible concept. He finds a pair of glasses, puts them on, and I won't tell you what happens, but it all wraps up in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. It's not overly dramatic, but it's a really incredible story, and it won 30,000 quid for Virgin Media Shorts. And that was just an idea, just a concept that he came up with, delivered it in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Like, it can be done. You don't have to be thinking, I've got to write a 5 minute short, a 10 minute short, a 20 minute short, an hour feature. Don't get overwhelmed. Just start going, right, what could I write that's 1 minute and I can put it out on Instagram? With that, let's go over to Instagram and check if I've hit 6,000 followers yet. If I haven't, what are you guys doing? I said this at the beginning. We were on 5992. I'm going to refresh the page and let's see if we've got anywhere near 6. I'm nervous about this. If you're not following Act on This TV on Instagram, just this week and last week I've started smashing out loads of content on here. Really good, educational, entertaining, motivational content for actors. If it's not at 6,000, I'm going to refresh this. We've got work to do. Oh, come on, just one. It's all right. That means 2 of you. Come on, we've only got 7 to get. We've got 25 minutes to get 7 followers on Instagram. Act on This TV on Instagram. Don't make me close it all down and just have a huff. Look, come on. Look at all the content. It was a nice quote by John Boyega I sent out before. You don't have to wait for big achievements to be proud of yourself. The small achievements help build a big one. Quality content. We got an awesome clip from Mandip Gill. She's only Doctor Who's assistant, talking about suffocating your excuses and getting shit done. This is content you need to see, guys. This is better than cats on a piano. Although, well, technically, no, I'd still have cats on a piano as well, but I'll be following this as well. We will check back in on that in a minute. Well, in 10 minutes. Come on, I'm only asking for 7 followers. Not like those people who sit at the start of a live going, right, I'm not going to talk or go live until 1,200 people are watching. I hate it when they do that. I'm like, come on, just start talking, will you? I can't believe Alicia's refreshing as well. She's invested. Well done, Alicia. Come on, just keep giving me updates. I mean, I've only had 2 followers this whole broadcast, and I'm giving out loads of quality content for free here. Right, tomorrow night, let's talk. So, if you're not a member of actsonthis.tv, here's what you're missing tomorrow, right? Come and join us, because tomorrow we are doing the very first SHOWREEL surgery live of 2021. I do this roughly once a quarter with, in my opinion, the UK's premier SHOWREEL producer, Mr. Chris Stone. He has shot thousands of actor SHOWREELs from scratch. Without a doubt, in my opinion, his production values are simply, the best production values. I'm not saying like he creates just the best reels, full stop, and no one else has great reels. They do. There's some great SHOWREEL producers in the country. I just think Chris's stand out as a very specific style. You can tell it's a Chris Stone scene. Some of the stuff that he's done, I've shot with him over the years, just some incredible stuff. I just think he's really, really good. Other SHOWREEL services are available, obviously. I'm not on commission, but Chris joins me once a quarter. And that's not saying if you did pay me commission, Chris. No, if you pay me commission, I'll just say you, no one else. I'm joking. He's not even watching. But I do this once a quarter with him. And how we work is we take 5 SHOWREELs from members of actsonthis.tv. We play them out live on the night in a private Zoom call, private mastermind session that all members get to join. And Chris will critique them as a SHOWREEL doctor. He will give them a rating, basically like critical, stable, or in good health, a bit like a doctor would. But he will operate on them and do some surgery if they are not in good health. And always people come away, and it's really amazing because within like an hour, 2 hours, I see people go away, implement the changes, And then, honestly, within the next like week, 2 weeks of them sending that new version out, they are breaking through barriers that they'd never broken through before. They're getting asked to do self-tapes. They're getting interest from agents because there's some really basic stuff. I watched one person who had submitted their reel before, and this is so interesting. I won't give it away because I'll probably talk about this tomorrow night. But I know we've got one more follower on Instagram, yes. But their show reel started with a scene that I was going, oh no. Amateur. This is amateur. Not amateur. I mean, in a bad way. I mean, this is the way it's shot. It's not shot professionally, and the performance is way overboard. I'm like, no, I don't know if this person's getting work or not. But if I was a casting director, I wouldn't have been getting through scene 1. I wouldn't have got through scene 1 to get to scene 2. And then scene 2 came up because I thought I'll just watch it. Obviously, I'm not casting anything. I'll just watch it. But I wouldn't have done this if I was casting something. I would have been, turned off after scene 1. And scene 2 and 3 were just so good. And I was like, no, I mean, it can be as simple as that. Scene 2 and 3, if you ditch scene 1, cut it out completely. And if this actress just starts with scene 1, goes on to scene 2, that is enough. I guarantee you, if she's not had a TV credit yet, those 2 scenes back to back would get her invited in for any serial drama very quickly. And I just think if she's been sending it out, I don't think casting directors are going to be getting past scene 1 because it does her no favors whatsoever. So it can literally be as simple as that. So if you want to put your show reel forward and you are a member of Acts on This, because obviously you've got to be a member to join this, get yourself over to the members area. I'll show you. Go to community at the top. Go into the private community, and I've pinned a form at the top of the private community where you can submit. It's just this Google form that should hopefully load here. Showreel Surgery 2021. Just put your name, and then I need a link to your showreel on YouTube or Vimeo. It has to be on YouTube or Vimeo for me to rip it and take it off there. But just do that if you want. Chris is going to choose 5 of these tomorrow. He's going to choose them. We've had already. Let's have a look if I go. Where is it here? Yeah, so we had 62. We're going to end up with more responses to this than Twitter than Instagram followers for me. 62 people have put their response in so far. So obviously we're only going to be choosing 5. But if you want to be in the mix, get yourself in the mix. Chris is going to be choosing them. So huge shout out to Jill and Kendall and Corinne and Leah and Rachel and Tristan and Leah and Ian and Ellen and everyone else who has submitted their reel potentially for critique. He's not going to rip it apart, by the way. It's all done in very, very good, in a positive manner. So don't be afraid of going, oh, what if they say my reel's crap? I think there's something different, isn't there, as well, about actually putting yourself forward for criticism. And it's not criticism, but putting yourself forward for feedback. Feels empowering. So if they do say something that's like, oh, actually, it could be better like this, it's like, oh, okay, I've given you permission to say that. Because I've actually put myself in the firing line. So, if you want to be in the running for having your reel played out tomorrow, then stick it in the form there. And join us at 7:30 p.m. Here's a little trailer of me and Chris just explaining a little bit more about what we're doing, because we're going to be looking specifically at shot from scratch scenes tomorrow, playing out a scene that I shot from scratch with Chris, to show a side of me that I didn't think casting directors were seeing. So that's quite an interesting point as well. If you've got your reel and maybe you've done a load of TV jobs where you played a similar kind of character and you're like, actually, they're not seeing me in any other light, sometimes you've got to show them yourself in that light, but only once you've established yourself as actually being trustworthy to work on TV. But here's a little trailer of what we're going to be doing. Actors, the time has come. I want to invite you to the very first actonthis.tv member-only live showreel surgery session of 2021. It's taking place on Tuesday, the 26th of January at 7:30 p.m. with this incredible guy here, in my opinion, the UK's premier showreel producer, Mr. Chris Stone. Chris, we are back with another surgery, mate. What are we going to be covering this time?
We're going to be looking at 5 reels from Act On This members, and we're going to be analysing them and working out how can we improve them. Little tweaks to really boost it up for 2021 to really get you out there in front of agents and casting directors.
Nice. And we're also on this one, we're going to be breaking down a scene. Anyone who's thinking of getting a showreel scene shot from scratch this year, whether it's like, you want to create a scene for serial drama to get your first TV credit, or you want to get a guest lead in something, so you need something more dramatic or comedy or whatever it is, and you want a scene from scratch, we're going to be covering, based on a scene that I shot with you recently, Chris, the do's and the don'ts, and actually why I think, we chose this scene, what went into it, and why I wanted it, basically, to show a different side of me. So we're going to be doing that. Yeah, you can cover that for us.
Yeah, we're going to cover all that, all the mechanics of how it works, and all the behind the scenes.
Because I'm seeing a lot of people create scenes that aren't like congruent with actually where they're at in the career or what they want to do. So I think there's been some mistakes being made, but we're going to help you with those. If you want to get involved with this, get yourself over to actonthis.tv/live for full details of how you can get involved in this live session and all future live sessions. We do this every single week. And Chris, a little bit of pressure on you. I ask every guest this in a trailer. Why don't actors want to miss this one in particular?
You don't want to miss this because loads of actors are getting out their show reels at the start of 2021, so don't be left behind. Get your reel sorted, listen to the advice, and let's help you.
Yeah, let's get you signed by the agent you want or get you the auditions you want this year, and your show reel is critical in making that happen. We will see you there. actonthis.tv/live. Bye for now. actonthis.tv/live is on the bottom of your screen right now, or if you're listening on the replay, get yourself over there before 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday the 26th, and you can join us. It's going to be a really interesting session. Might be a pretty long session as well. Normally we only go 7:30 till 9. I can see the way me and Chris talk. I can see it going on a little bit longer, and we're going to be playing obviously out those 5 reels, critiquing them, and then looking at that scene. The reason that I wanted a scene done by Chris, it's probably a year ago now, was because I'd established myself in the industry as this authority kind of figure. I would always play police, I would always play lawyers, suits, businessmen, doctors, like I say, estate agents, kind of professionals. And I was like, everyone's seeing me, all the casting directors are seeing me for those, and I'm clearly doing a good job of it because I'm booking them. But there does come a point where you want to show a different side of you, and I don't think people were seeing more of they were just like happy-go-lucky Ross, authority figure. And I was like, well, I kind of want to do a bit more vulnerable stuff as well, because I feel I can do that. I have that side to me that, you don't see when I turn the camera off and I just start crying, when I stop these Facebook Lives and I just burst into tears because I'm just like a lonely, vulnerable man. Not really, but I do have, I feel I've got another side to me that casting directors weren't seeing. So I was like, actually, I need you to create me a scene. And we did a breakup scene where me and this girl, she wanted like a breakup kind of scene as well. Not super dramatic, not, dead over the top, screaming at each other. It was like a really heartfelt kind of chat where we used to be going out. She ended up going out with somebody else. And then there's that whole thing where these two people should absolutely freaking be together. She's off with this numpty. But they're neither of them are kind of like acknowledging it, or like, you'll see it. You'll see the scene that we played out. Some people might have seen it already. I put it out on like Twitter, I think, about a year ago. It's just a really different kind of scene for me. So we're going to play it out and we'll talk you through the choices and what Chris did. We actually shot it in 2 takes. We were going to do it as one just continuous shot throughout the whole thing. But we'll talk about the kind of the technical aspects of that sort of stuff and just what it's like, working with Chris and the things that you should be implementing from your own life. I'm a big believer, if you are shooting showreel material, like really draw on real life experiences, and like as much, we've all been through heartbreak. That was why I was like, yeah, I can completely relate to that. Unless you've been like very lucky, we've all had our heart stamped all over. I think if you haven't lived. So we've probably all been through that. So I was like, right, well, I can kind of relate to that, so we can bring that into the scene. Whereas, a lot of people want to play completely against things that they've never experienced just to kind of prove they can act. And sometimes, unless you're really established and really talented and been around years and years and years, you can never be as deeply connected to that stuff as you could be if it was based on true events and true, real, like kind of life experiences. So Chris is very good at writing stuff that does relate to you, so that you can get a really deeply connected performance out of you. So we're going to talk about that. I think it's going to be quite interesting. But again, if you want your reel in the mix, go and throw it in the members area in that form. I was laughing as well. We've got a spammer in here. If you're not watching on the replay, if you're not here live, and you're watching on the replay, we've got a spammer here saying that they're so grateful for someone who's saved them from herpes or something. How do people even find out about Facebook Lives and go, right, I'm going to go and post about herpes? Interesting, but thanks. What's your name? Thanks, praise, Philemon. I'm very happy you got over your herpes. Good for you. If it's legit, I really do. Maybe it's legit. And she's like, oh my God, I'm being serious. Right, let's see what else is going on in the comments, and then we'll do 10 minutes of Q&A, and we will wrap it up. I've not done any film or TV, Charles, but want to, says Daniel. Daniel, you're in the right place, mate. Come and get involved. Are you in the community? Because I mean, this is exactly what it's based for. Every single week, we bring on a top casting director, agent, actor, writer, producer, director, to help teach you how to make that happen. Ultimately, the business of the business. That's on this.tv is all about the business of the business. The thing that I just see missing from every course, book, whatever on the planet. There's just no drama school teaching this stuff. There's just no book teaching this stuff. But we are. So get yourself involved. See what else is going on. I'm sorry, I'm missing. There's so many comments here. So many comments. What else? Who's on Instagram and isn't following us on this? Alicia, I'm going to go and check in a minute, see if we've hit the 6,000 mark yet. We better add. Who's not following me? There's got to be some people in here who aren't following. Is there a London-based company like Chris? Says Joanne. There's a few. I mean, the thing is, it's difficult because I can only kind of vouch for the ones that I've worked with. I've worked with Chris. I know up here, Alicia, you did some stuff with MAP that I thought was really good, Manchester Actors Platform. Anyone on here worked with someone down south? And I mean, like, they've got a really strong showreel out of it. Because I've seen a few down south from companies, and I can't even tell you the names of them, to be honest, but I've seen a few where they've looked good, but the audio has been absolute dog shit. And it instantly makes you go, oh, it's a showreel scene. Oh, it's amateur. The great thing about Chris's stuff and some other stuff that I've seen from other companies is that it genuinely could be from either a short film or broadcast. I mean, literally, some of Chris's stuff, I go, God, it's better than stuff I'm seeing on the BBC. So, yeah, just be careful with showreel scenes. You can have a great script. They can have a great camera, but if the audio is crap and it just sounds like you're in an echoey room, with some sort of onboard microphone or a boom that's miles away, I just instantly deflate. And it might sound brutal, but it's just because I've watched thousands of showreels, so I can spot it a mile off. I just instantly go, oh, God. Like, it just puts me off. I almost don't want to watch it, and that's probably just a little bit brutal. But if you ask every casting director that I've interviewed over the last 10 years, I mean, some are pretty brutal, but most of them will be like, look, if you ain't got me in 15 to 30 seconds, I'm out. Because they just don't have the capacity to watch, even your full 2 minutes. Like we always say, don't have a reel over 2 minutes and 20 seconds. But even then, I don't think many people are getting through the full 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Like, that's why I was like, with that girl I was talking about before, such an easy fix on her reel. Her first scene was not showing her off at all, but scene 2 and 3 were great. Just cut scene 1. Give them scene 2 and 3, and that is enough for them to, have their interest piqued. So that they're like, right, I'm going to bring this person in or give them an opportunity for a self-tape. Gemma says, I've worked with Tim Kent at Actors Studio at Pinewood. They're so professional and have a top range of equipment. As long as they've got, I like Tim. I know Tim. He did something called a DVD that I helped him and Nick Phillips put online. What was it called? A TV training DVD for acting. Screen acting close-up. That's what it's called. Tim's a good guy, definitely. You got to be careful, though. Sometimes, like, I know Tim knows what he's doing, but you will get, again, some companies who have all the gear and no idea. They literally go out and they blind actors with flashy stuff. Oh, and they even write on their websites, we'll film in da-da-da-da-da-da. I remember when, like, 4K came out, and everyone was like, oh, my God, they're filming 4K. Doesn't mean that the glass on the front of the camera and the lenses and the director of photography knows how to use it, and they're using the right glass, and they're using, the correct lighting to get the best out of that equipment. Be careful. Just because they're saying they've got a good camera, watch what they have done. And also be careful, because I've seen showreel companies do this, and this is a bit naughty. I might have mentioned this before, right? But some showreel companies will edit reels as well as make them. Okay, so Chris will do this. He will edit a reel from your existing footage, but he will also shoot you stuff from scratch. Okay, now Chris on his own showreel will only include stuff that he has shot himself, completely legitimate and genuine. I've seen some other showreel companies include in their showreel, and I guess they can kind of fly under the radar and justify it, but they are including footage that they haven't shot, that they have just edited for other people. So it's almost stuff from the BBC, from big films, etc., etc. And people look at that and go, oh my God, they shot that. No, they didn't. They just edited it into somebody's reel. So be careful. Make sure if you are watching the showreel of a showreel producer, that all of the footage in their showreel is what they have shot, not just what they have put together in somebody's reel, because that's a little bit naughty and a bit disingenuous. But I've seen a few people do that, so just watch out. Let's have a look. What are we talking about now? Just arrived, says Liz. All right, Liz, how you doing? I email loads of agencies, companies like Curtis Brown, to find more info about them, but they don't reply to you. No, Daniel, they won't. Companies like Curtis Brown, unless you really know what you're doing, because you're targeting this is one of the biggest agencies in the land there, mate. If you've never done any TV, you need to really understand like agents of the of lower tiers that would be helping actors get more established and get those first TV credits. The main thing, if you've not got an agent, the main thing you absolutely should be focusing on, a few things actually that will get you taken more seriously by an agent. One is obviously just training initially. Like, you don't have to go to drama school at all. It's not about that whatsoever. If you want to work in TV, a decent weekly acting class, whether that's online or in person at the moment, is absolutely critical. Drama school's not critical. Training is, though. You have to train somewhere. You've got to be good. That's the first thing. You will not get an agent unless you actually have ability and you have trained, to some capacity. After that, you need to prove that you have trained to some capacity. So you're going to be looking at getting a showreel. Now, you can get a showreel shot from scratch, like we talked about tonight, that will show your ability off and can be tailor-made for you. It's one way to go if you've got the money to do it. If not, you're going to be doing, work for low pay or free work, for student films or, low paid features, low paid short films, that kind of stuff, to get a bank of footage together and also get credits for Spotlight. You need 4 professional credits. They don't have to be from like TV stuff. They can be, from theatre. They can be from, feature films, independent feature films, quite a lot of different things in order to get those first 4 credits to qualify you for Spotlight. Once you're on Spotlight and you've got a decent reel show and you can act, then when you start approaching the lower tier agents, who are the agents you would approach when you're first starting out, that's where you're going to get your first kind of breaks, and you're going to, someone will hopefully take you under their wing. If you go straight in with no credits, never worked before, and you email Curtis Brown, mate, you won't get a reply, just because they don't have time. That they won't take anybody on unless you've either trained at one of the top drama schools and they pick you out from a showcase from a drama school and they've been following your career for 2 or 3 years, or you are well established in the industry, or you're so unique and incredibly special that they're like, right, we've never seen anybody like you, let's go. So yeah, you want to research the types of agents you should be hitting up. Anybody who's an annual member of actonthis.tv after the 1st of November, I think the price point now is $247. You will get something called the Ultimate Contacts Database that Petch put together. It took him 30 hours, but it's in the members area. I'll show you that for those people who might even know about it. You won't have this if you're on an old membership. If you get your membership, a yearly membership, for anything less than the current price, you won't have access to this, but you can upgrade to the current price if you think it's worth it. But if I go into the members area, I should have it on here. Are you guys seeing this? Have I shared my screen with you? Yeah. It's a black product in here that you will have called the Ultimate Contacts Database. Click into it. This gets updated like constantly. It's got in there different spreadsheets for agents and for casting directors. You can download it in different formats, but this is the most comprehensive database I think you'll find out there. The agents are all split up into regions of the country, so England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and they're in tier format as well for London. So you've got like London and the North in England as well. So if they're the London agents, they're in top tier, middle tier, lower middle tier. I don't think we said lower tier in London. We didn't want to offend anybody. Then you've got the Northern agents as well. You've got the Scottish agents, the Irish agents, and then you've got the casting directors, casting associates, and their social media details, their email addresses, their IMDb pages. You can download it in an Excel format, a numbers format for Mac, or just a PDF. I'll show you. If I just click on the PDF one, it'll probably take us through. So literally, it's not just the agents, it's the agencies, it's the agents and all the individual email addresses from all the agents. You can see why it took Petch 30 hours and why it still takes him about 10 hours a month to keep updated. There's probably nothing quite like it out there. We've got the same, obviously, for casting directors and casting associates as well. But if you are an annual member, like I say, I think it was after the 1st of November, you will have access to that in the members area. If not, you can, if you're on a slightly cheaper tariff and you think it's worth the upgrade, you can upgrade from your members area to the current annual membership, and you'll get that as well in the members area for you. But Daniel, if you were a member, mate, look at that, because that will help you target the specific agents you should be targeting if you're just starting off. Right, couple of we've got 3 minutes left. Let's have a look if I've got anything I can go through quickly. Ross, I was told to get in touch with an agent last month towards the end of January. I emailed them last Friday, but they haven't read it. How long before I should follow up? If it's not cold outreach, so they told you to get in touch, I would. When did you do it last? When last with an agent last month? Was told towards the end of January. I emailed them last Friday. Oh right, so it's only Monday. Do you mean as in like just last Friday, just gone? Because you want to give them a day, Andrew. If that's the case, I would give until this Friday. Give them a week, and then give them a little nudge. But yeah, give them a week, mate. If that's what you mean. If you meant the Friday before last, then you could give them a nudge tomorrow if you wanted. Definitely. Right. Any more? Alex says also, and this is what keeps me, and that's on this subscriber. Throw yourself at watching Ross's entire library of interviews. The best place to learn is on set, but if you can't get there, listen to those that are doing the work you want to be doing. It's priceless. Cheers, Alex. Boom. Yeah, honestly, like genuinely, like it's freaking priceless information, and you're getting it for the price of a couple of lattes a week. Or if you get an annual membership, it's not even that. It's like one latte a week. It's a total no-brainer. Shaq, I haven't heard back from Duncan Foster yet. I imagine he's had a lot. Yeah, so Duncan, when he came on the mastermind session the week before last, was asking members of Acts on This to give him their show reels. If you keep an eye on his Twitter, Shaq, he's putting updates out saying how many he's got through. He was completely inundated. Please don't bombard him again, guys. If you're not seeing my reel yet, he's emailed me and he's messaged me saying I'm getting through them all. I will definitely get through them all because I said I would get through them all. But just give him some time. He's currently shooting 6 episodes of Coronation Street a week or something like that as well. So he will get back to everybody because he promised he would. Right, let's have a look. Anything else? I'm definitely going to start writing to agents, says Nick. Feeling really anxious about it. Nick, just fuck it. I mean, I shouldn't swear. Just do it, mate. Honestly, if you feel you've got something to offer, freaking do it, dude. Like, honestly, what have you got to lose? Absolutely nothing. I actually had, you know what? I've got a great London agent coming on. I'm supposed to be on the 4th of Feb. I just spoke to her today and we've had to rearrange because something's come up for her. Which means, actually, you know what? Here's a little bit of input you can give me. We've got Chris's mastermind tomorrow. We've then got a week where I don't have a guest yet. Then we've got, I don't know if I should tell you, because we've got a great casting director coming back, who is a firm, if there was one casting director who's been a really firm favourite of Acts on This over the years, who always gives massive value, and they all do because they're brilliant. I only get brilliant people on. Who would you like go, actually, we could do with an updated mastermind session from them? Let me know in the chat. Daniel, the yearly membership, mate, is just 247 quid a year. So it works out at £5 a week, £4.75 a week. And for your membership, you get one mastermind call with the top casting director, agent, actor, writer, producer, or director every week. You get 2 group coaching calls with the group on Zoom every other Friday. You get a networking call on the first Saturday of every month. You get access to an app where you can watch your stuff and access your whole membership on iPhone or Android. And you get the Ultimate Contacts database. And you get something called Social Media Deep Dive, which is a 10-hour video course on how to build your career as an actor on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's a complete no-brainer for £4.75 a week. Get on it. Alyssa, you've got it. Everyone's saying Andy. No, people are saying it's Andy Pryor. We got Sophie Holland, Peter Hunt, or Daniel Edwards. There's a few votes for Daniel Edwards. It's Daniel Edwards. Daniel Edwards is coming back. He's just so good. He's currently casting a brand new Netflix drama, which seems very, very original. And I was like, he phoned me up the other day because I was helping him with his website. I was like, mate, you've got to come and talk to us about that. So Daniel is coming. He's coming back. In February, but it means we've got a week now where I don't have a guest for next Thursday. Obviously, I'll get one, but who do you want? What kind of guest would you want? Do you want? Because I did have an agent lined up because you've not had an agent for a little bit. But let me know. Do you want an agent? Do you want a director? Do you want an actor? Do you want a writer? Do you want a producer? Do you want a casting director? I mean, we've got Daniel obviously coming up just a couple of weeks after. Let me know what you would like, and I will try and deliver. Normally I have like a month of these booked in, obviously, but sometimes schedules of guests change because they're working in this industry, which is very last minute, and we're like, oh my god, no. The plans go out the window, but I will always obviously strive to bring you someone good. Who's the agent you got? I'm going to surprise you, Harry. I'm going to just surprise you. Not going to let it out of the bag. I can't tease. You'll like it though. One of the oldest established agencies in London is what I will say. Maybe the oldest actually. Just posted my first acting scene on Insta. Says Raya. Raya. I never know how to say your name. I think it's Raya, like fire. I don't know if that's you though. If you like it, so that's at Raya. Oh yeah, Raya Like Fire, of course. At Raya Like Fire. Re-edited my showreel too. Right, well, Raya Like Fire, you better be... I'm going to do the last update before we go now. You better be following me on Instagram. Not that one. This one. Oh, God, I don't want to refresh this. Can we hit 6,000? 5993. It's gone up to... Yes! Yes! Oh my God. I thought it was honestly going to go to 5994. I thought we only got another one. We've just done it. 6,001. Who's been making fake Instagram accounts and following me just to make me feel better? Yes! That's genuinely made my night. Thank you, whoever's decided to follow. Massively appreciate it. That's awesome. Nicola, have you got any crew members you could bring on, Ross? DOPs, etc. But have a wealth of knowledge. Yeah, do you know what? I mean, I've got a second AD on the way from really, really big stuff. I spoke to a script editor for Jack Thorne's new drama because I was at the read-through for that last week, a Stephen Graham, Jodie Comer drama. Alex, his name, he's got on really, really well and was like, that's a really interesting job. Maybe you want to come and talk to us about that. But a DOP would be good, wouldn't it? As a director of photography. Ultimately, the main man when it comes to shooting the shot, getting the shots that the director wants, and that would be really valuable for people and actors knowing how they can help a DOP on set in terms of just the things that they really need from you to make sure that you look your best. So yeah, that would be interesting, Nick. I can try and do that. Definitely, Alex has said a director. Let's have a look. Emma Crompton would be a good shout, Rushy. So we've had Emma on, Liz. Emma was on just a few weeks ago. Look in the members area. Emma's already been there. Get watching the replay if you've not seen that. Emma's great. Goss with Ross. Give us the go. Yeah, we could just do a segment that's just me. I'll interview myself. Let's have a look. Matt was follower 6,000. Matt, were you? Let's have a look. Let's give Matt a special shout out. Oh, it's not. Oh yeah, have I got 6,002 now? Matthew Lancaster, Matty Lan, you absolute freaking legend. Hugely appreciated. Is that 6,002 now? Or 6,000? Oh, that's only showing 6,001 for me. So was it Matt? Oh yeah, 6,001, 6,002. Oh no, that's Matt. So I've got Light Trap. Looks like it could have been my 6,000s. No idea. Matt, let's give you a little Matt, I was going to give you loads of promotion. Matty Lancaster's file, his profile is private. So Matt, unprivate yourself and I'll put you on the broadcast. Put you on the broadcast next time. Honestly though, in all seriousness, get yourself on Instagram, make sure you are following. And if I can share anything for you to my story or anything like that, if you do have something coming up, a show, something that you want me to share, by all means, tag me in it. If it's any good, I will absolutely share it. Don't tag me in filth. I will not be sharing that. But anything that you need help with, crowdfunding or something like that, I can definitely help you with that. Ross, I listened to your Lydia West interview. Really good stuff. Hadn't seen. Do you think she would have booked that role on Years and Years as her first job? Yeah. Do you know what? I think Lydia has something about her. Watch her in It's a Sin at the moment on Channel 4. If you've not seen that yet. And just it's probably the most impactful read-through I was ever at in my life. The only one where genuinely, I had real tears in my eyes going, shit, this is heartbreaking. And Lydia has something about her, Harry. I don't know what it is. When there's an energy about somebody. There's some, and that, it sounds like such a bullshit thing to say that because it's like, well, what is that? Sometimes you just cannot see it, but you can feel it around a person. There's an energy around Lydia which is just a pleasure to be around. And I think, just her enthusiasm and the commitment to that role that she played in Years and Years. She had a lot to do. The scenes that I had with her were dead easy, but she had a lot of scenes that weren't, where there was a lot of stuff she couldn't see because it was all CGI'd in and stuff, and she just committed. Like going 100% that Joe spoke about on those clips I played before. Lydia completely did that, full commitment to everything, interacting with things on screens that weren't even there, and didn't, no inhibitions, just like, I'm giving it, I'm just going for it, I'm enjoying it. So I think she probably would have done without the agent, had Andy, seen her anyway. And Andy does see people. I've helped Andy at read-throughs, not read-throughs, at auditions, reading in opposite people, and Andy's open to see anybody. So is Ree. They're not agent snobs at all. Like, we'll only see people from Curtis Brown or Independent or whatever. They're really not. I've done rounds of auditions with them where they've seen people on occasion who haven't even been repped, if they just thought they were right for a project. So I think Lydia's very, very good. She's going to go and have I think she'll go on to have an absolute cracking career. She's already got a cracking career, but I think it'll just get better and better. But she's a really lovely person though as well. She's very just kind and nice. I think she deserves it. So it's well deserved for her. Right, Alex is starting on It's a Sin after this. Alex, go watch it, mate. Right, I'll wrap it up, guys. We've gone a little bit over, but thank you for being here. If you do want to join us tomorrow night for the SHOWREEL surgery with Chris, if you are a current member of Acts on This, your link will be in the members area tomorrow afternoon, and you will also get an email at 1:30 as a reminder. You'll get an email at 6:30 as a reminder, and if you've got the app as well now on your phone, you will get a push notification with your Zoom link to the app. So there is no excuse for you missing it. It will be recorded if you cannot make it live, as all of our sessions are recorded. So, if you can't be there, you'll be able to catch up. And if you're not a member now, you can still catch up on all the sessions you've missed as well. You'll find those in the members area as well. If I can do anything for you, hit me up. I will finish by playing out the trailer again for tomorrow night in case anybody missed it. But yeah, this is 7:30 p.m. We'll choose the 5 reels that we're going to play out, but it'll give you a great insight into what other actors are doing. What I love about this is I'm all about like compete with yourself. And that's true. Like, you really only have to compete with yourself in this industry. It's futile trying to compete with everybody else. There's too many. It's too many people. There's always going to be people better than you. Always going to be people who are ahead of you. There's always going to be people who are behind, who are on your tail or whatever. It's just futile trying to keep ahead of the pack, catch up or whatever. Just compete with yourself. But it is still valuable, I think, objectively, to see what other actors are going to be sending to agents and going to be sending to casting directors, just for you, not to compete with them, but just to see where you stack up. You go, you know what, right, I've watched 5 reels. You're going to see 5 reels tomorrow night. Where does your reel stack up if a casting director watched 6 reels that day, those 5 and yours? Where in the pack does yours stack up? Does it need tweaking? Does something need ripping out of it? Does something need adding? Do you need to go and get something shot, reshot? All those kind of things. I think it's very, very useful for that. So even if you're happy with your reel and you're like, I don't need any tweaks, come and join us, because you never know. You might just find something out that you can add in or take out from your reel to make it, sparkle even more. Because it's got to work hard for you this year. We ain't out networking with people, are we, really? It's like, the only way of you really getting auditions is via you sending your own stuff out. Or your agent doing the same, and people seeing your reel. That's what's going to get you those castings. So it is, don't put too much pressure on yourself, but it's very much big part of your career this year, bigger than ever probably. Right, I'm going to play this trailer. Thank you so much for being here. It really means the world. And I will see you tomorrow evening, 7:30 p.m. And I'll be back this time next week, 9 o'clock next Monday, for another Acts on This TV Monday Night Live. Until then, lots of love. Bye for now. Actors, the time has come. I want to invite you to the very first actonthis.tv member-only live showreel surgery session of 2021. It's taking place on Tuesday, the 26th of January at 7:30 p.m. with this incredible guy here, in my opinion, the UK's premier showreel producer, Mr. Chris Stone. Chris, we are back with another surgery, mate. What are we going to be covering this time?
We're going to be looking at 5 reels from Act on This members, and we're going to be analysing them and working out how can we improve them, little tweaks to really boost it up for 2021, to really get you out there in front of agents and casting directors.
Nice. And we're also on this one, we're going to be breaking down a scene. Anyone who's thinking of getting a showreel scene shot from scratch this year, whether it's like, you want to create a scene for serial drama to get your first TV credit, or you want to get a guest lead in something, so you need something more dramatic or comedy or whatever it is, and you want a scene from scratch, we're going to be covering based on a scene that I shot with you recently, Chris, the do's and the don'ts, and actually why I think, we chose this scene, what went into it, and why I wanted it, basically, to show a different side of me. So we're going to be doing that, yeah? You can cover that for us.
Yeah, we're going to cover all that, all the mechanics of how it works, and all the behind the scenes.
Because I'm seeing a lot of people create scenes that aren't like congruent with actually where they're at in the career or what they want to do. So I think there's been some mistakes being made, but we're going to help you with those. If you want to get involved with this, get yourself over to actonthis.tv/live for full details of how you can get involved in this live session and all future live sessions. We do this every single week. And Chris, a little bit of pressure on you. I ask every guest this in a trailer. Why don't actors want to miss this one in particular?
You don't want to miss this because loads of actors are getting out their show reels at the start of 2021, so don't be left behind. Get your reel sorted, listen to the advice, and let's help you.
Yeah, let's get you signed by the agent you want or get you the auditions you want this year, and your show reel is critical in making that happen. We will see you there. actonthis.tv/live. Bye for now.